Yep.
We're going to do some slapstick here.
That's right. That's right. Did you hear the one about mom?
Thank you. Thank you for coming out again tonight. It has been 4 years, and I can't believe it's been 4 years. I can't say that time went by quickly, but it did, but it didn't. Does that make sense? Because so much has been compacted into that 4 years. When somebody wanted to know what I had been through in the last 4 years, I didn't know where to start. And the story is huge. I'm grateful to be back here. You guys are wonderful and loving, and appreciate the kindness and the support that you've shown my family. I'm grateful for Mark and Pam. They're the ones that have put this documentary series together on the Center for Self-Governance. I'm grateful for their efforts that they've put forth for our family for the last year and a half. Traveling around, he's been stuck with me for the last year and a half, traveling around the country and sacrificing his time with his own family because he believes in allowing the truth to get out. And we're not seeing that in the media. We're not seeing truth being told. We're seeing political agendas, right? And they're trying to manipulate what we know and what we think and what we believe by telling false narratives. Or Mark coined the phrase, label lynching individuals, like they did that young Catholic boy. And now he's back out to the March for Life. And he won his lawsuit against CNN. I'm so proud of him for standing. I'm so proud of him because we need more people like that to take a stand against the media. We need to be brave and stand and push back responsibly, of course. And that's what our family has been doing, and that's what we are doing. And again, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that you are here to hear my husband's story. And I hope that you will invite others. We'll be here again tomorrow night with 3 and 4. There's a charity dinner or a benefit dinner for our family for the legal fees on Sunday. So I hope that you will come in. My lawyer is going to hopefully Zoom in to talk with you all. There's a lot going on. And I wanted to introduce Mark Herr. He's right here behind the camera. He is the president of the Center for Self-Governance. He is the one that has directed and put together this documentary series. Mark Herr.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us back to John Day. We were here, I think last year we showed episode 1. So those of you who saw episode 1, you'll be seeing it again. Those of you who haven't, we'll start with episode 1. It's 67 minutes, and then we'll promptly start episode 2. Just a couple things I want to talk about. Lavoy Finicum was labeled an extreme white supremacist terrorist over 17,000 times in a 24-day period by mainstream media, including international media. Now, those labels are extremely important. Whether you agreed with Lavoy or not, those labels are now weaponized at the federal level. And that means if you don't agree with Lavoy one day, if you disagree with something that the government's doing, you could be classified as an extreme white terrorist. Now, all of this was done without due process. This story tells Lavoy's perspective, why he went to Oregon in episode 1. Actually, why he became active in episode 1. Why he went to Oregon, why he came to Harney County in episode 2. He begins to compete with the media and their narrative of extreme white terrorists in episode 3, which you'll see tomorrow night at 5 p.m. And in episode 4, you will see the degree and extent to which the federal government was weaponized to manipulate Oregon State Police and Harney County Sheriff's Department to give up control of their jurisdiction in order to ambush a man in the middle of nowhere, Oregon, without a warrant or due process. That is extremely important for every single American, regardless of your partisan belief system. You should expect in your country, whether you agree with the person or not, that due process is for every single person. You're seeing this happen right now in our Senate with the impeachment of a president. these things, whether you agree with him or not, due process matters for every single human being, because if it can't be done to him, if it can be done to him, it can be done to you. And that's an important concept that is way beyond the United States. It's been that way. It's something ingrained in human beings. So a couple of things we wanted to leave you with as you watch these first two films about Lavoie is, number one, we have put together a White House petition that will end on February 11th. We're asking for 100,000 signatures for President Trump to look into the weaponization of the labels extreme, white supremacy, domestic terrorist. This petition will go to his desk, and there are congressmen who are waiting for its completion to approach him. It will arm him with the ability to bring this to the public square so that we can have a nonpartisan debate about the weaponization of labels. The second is tomorrow at noon there will be a class on civics. Civics class that's nonpartisan, teaches people how Republican structure works and how you can engage and recover your community. I spoke with someone tonight who said your community is still struggling 4 years later with the aftermath of this event. If you have time, come back to this building in the room next door at noon, 4-hour class on civics. The third thing is that we have all 4 films for sale now. All 4 episodes are complete. You can pick those up tonight. The funding goes to Jeanette's wrongful death, and the other part goes to our nonprofit Center for Self-Governance. And lastly, on Sunday at 1 p.m., there will be a benefit dinner for Jeanette and her wrongful death lawsuit. Her attorney will be joining us by Zoom from Utah, so you'll get information about their current court case. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I'm a nonpartisan guy, but I have become less and less unbiased as I've followed this case and researched the evidence. I have watched the media lie about Lavoie Finicum, and just last year, Oregon Public Radio put out a 7-part piece on Lavoie, accusing him of creating the first right-wing suicide bomber in the United States. The evidence is not being portrayed to the American people. Our organization's burden and our heart for you as a community is one that you could heal, but more importantly, that if we're going to make judgments like they made against the witches in Salem, without due process, history repeats itself. So I'm begging the American people to please, you must do research. This is a very unique time in your life. 2020 is going to be epic. President Trump is in the middle of an impeachment trial. There's a Washington state rep that is involved in the Malheur occupation named Matt Shea. They are trying to expel him from the state legislature of Washington because of this. There are people who are still in jail because of this. There are people who have lost businesses and reputations because of this. So due process matters. It's so critically important that you get involved in 2020. You can start simply by going, they have pieces of paper out there, go to the White House petition and sign the petition. So President Trump will look into this. And then secondly, come to the class tomorrow. Third, buy the DVDs. And fourth, come to the charity on Sunday and support Jeanette's wrongful death lawsuit. The media, the Democrat Party, the establishment Republican Party, they are not allowing this man due process and justice in court. If you can support this lawsuit, that is something this family can receive and something that can benefit the American people. I hope you learn something from the films. I hope it doesn't, how should I say this, reopen old wounds. Our goal is to help your community heal, to help our republic become stable, to bring partisan sides together to find out how we can make due process relevant again. And then obviously the Finicum family needs closure on this tragic case. So thank you guys for coming, and we'll go ahead and get started.